Hello world and welcome to my YouTube. Let's talk about the Women's March, or as some haters on Facebook call it, that riot that stopped traffic. Millions of people around the US and the entire world marched yesterday for the Women's March. It was like the largest simultaneous mass protest in US history, and it was pretty amazing. And while I would love to talk about the Women's March and what it means and what it did and why it happened and etc, because it was so amazing, this is about the response to the march. See, here's the thing. By talking about the march, you've acknowledged that it was big enough and important enough that it put a little blip on your mental radar. However, there's a problem in the thinking that you're entirely concerned about whether or not a march is going to block your drive somewhere. That's not a problem with the march. That's not a problem with the protesters. That is a problem with you, because instead of being like, wow, millions of people around the entire world are marching, that's pretty amazing. I wonder what's so important that that would happen and be the largest mass protest in US history. Instead, you're like, oh, my traffic. We could make a list of what the protesters could have done that's more suitable for you, but at the end of the day, I don't think there would ever be a correct answer besides them not protesting. Next time you're concerned about your traffic, think to yourself, wow, I have never once in my life felt so passionately about something that I would take to the streets for it. I wonder what these people feel so passionate about that they are taking to the streets for it in the largest mass protest in US history. Second of all, how dare you call the Women's March a riot? Not that riots are bad. Martin Luther King said the riots are the voice, the something of the unheard. When you are silenced enough and put down enough, you might lash out a little bit in the streets. Regardless, the Women's March wasn't a riot. It was completely peaceful. Not that it's a problem to have a riot. I'm just saying the Women's March was not a riot. And I have a problem with everybody calling everything a riot just when anytime anyone is in the street and then just dismissing it with the word riot. First of all, don't dismiss things with the word riot. Second of all, don't call everything a riot. Do you know what I'm getting at? Because I kind of get this vibe that y'all don't want people to protest. However, you can look at every single history book and just see a history of protests and riots. We all learned that people literally took boxes of teas from a ship and threw it into the ocean. That was property damage, y'all. They messed up someone's business. Ah damn. Ah damn. Hindsight's 2020, and now you can look back and be like, yeah, good for them. No taxation without representation. But if you were there, would you be sitting in your home, reading your weekly handwritten newspaper and be like, those rioters, that's property damage. I hope they're gonna pay for that. Civil rights. We all look back and we learn about all of the marches and all of the big speeches that happened, and we're like, yeah, that was powerful, that was important, I'm so glad that happened. However, literally fighting today, 50, 60 years later for the same exact things, in the same exact ways, and you're just sitting in your home on the internet you're gonna turn on your black and white TV and be like, that Martin Luther King, I wish he would just get off those streets. You probably would say that, and that's the problem, because it's not Martin Luther King and the whole entire civil rights movement's problem that they protested. The problem is that they had to protest against something. The problem is that they had to take to the streets for something. The problem now is that something really bad is happening, and while everybody else is taking action in the largest mass protest in US history, you're sitting on the internet and being like, dang, I wish they wouldn't do that. What the hell do you want them to do, Ashley? Because until you start having an analysis, until you start thinking about how this world is actually working, I don't want to hear from your mouth about what people need to not do. You better give me some things about what they should do and what they should be doing. And don't you dare tell me it should be nothing, because guess what? It is up, and we've got to do something about it. Anyways, that's that about the Women's March. I hope that you really enjoyed it all over social media. I love seeing everybody's signs. They were so creative, and I love that everybody brought their own personality and beliefs and experiences to the march. I loved seeing everybody there. I love seeing all of my friends on Twitter and Instagram. It truly demonstrates what a popular movement is like. It's not about hats made in China, mass-produced and sent to everybody. It's not about the same message chanted over and over that almost feels like a demonic chant. It's about everybody's true experiences and how they're really feeling, coming together and aligning, because that's what solidarity is about, and that unity is honestly what's going to save us. So don't talk, get off your There's gonna be a lot more fights to come, and the Women's March is only just the beginning, the first demonstration of this presidency and the first demonstration of many more to come. It is what it is and we're gonna deal with it. But we will deal with it and we will win. If you like this video, if you like this real talk type of vibe, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more discussions like this, because I'm sure this will not be the last protest that happens in the next 4, well, I know for a fact because there's one literally happening tomorrow and another one happening on Wednesday. And we're gonna have some more clarifying discussions about it and some more clarifying content, so bye.